Hello, it's me, Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive, that lady on the internet who loves you. Here again today, and I want to talk to you about little things that aren't so little. They're actually big things. And I have done some talks and written about little by little, which is a part of it also, because little is kind of a big deal in so many ways. But for today, I want to cover one aspect of it. And it was, I was inspired by it by a new review I have for my book, Because You Matter. But the idea is also in Emerging with Wings. But it was what this person said in this review. And I want to read it to you because I think it just really captures what I try to communicate so many times. And when people get it, it's amazing because it is life altering. What this person said, and I'm going to be reading it, I got on my computer screen. She said, "The very best parts of this book for me were the ideas that a trauma might not be major, in quotes, to someone else, but the one experiencing it, it could have been devastating for a huge number of reasons. Little things from childhood have had a lifelong effect on me personally, and I know that finding your way past that to validation was freeing." I was like, wow, she really got that. And that's so true. It is so, so true, and why I bring it up so many times. And my quote, trauma is personal. Trauma is personal. In all my writings, I cover that. If I don't say those exact words, I cover the idea of that. Because whatever traumatized you. And if you dismiss it, and if you say it didn't traumatize you, or it's not a big deal, or just got to get over it, but you haven't dealt with it and it's still affecting you today, then you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer, and you're not doing yourself justice by dealing with it. And it doesn't always take a long time to deal with things. Sometimes a trauma will take a long, involved process to deal with it, but sometimes all it is like a little kid crying on the floor that just wants someone to say, "Oh, you're so sad, what happened?" And then they're like, "You see me, I feel validated." And sometimes a trauma in our lives just needs that. It needs to be validated. It needs someone to see it and say, yes, that was a trauma. And then you can start to move past it, because trauma doesn't go away all by itself. It will sit there and fester until we take the courage to call it what it is, to call it the trauma that it is, and then deal with it, however long and involved or however short and quickly that takes. It's not how much time it is, it's how much you matter. You matter. You have God-given greatness inside of you. There's a thriving life you were created to live, and trauma will take that from you if you let it. It comes and it steals, but love will heal that out of you if you will dare to take ownership of that trauma and move past it. I have a interview that I just prepared that will be on my podcast probably before this episode is on there. So if you're listening on the podcast, go back and search for it. And those listening to me live today, it will be aired on June 1st. And it's about a gentleman. He hid his trauma for 40 years. He hid it for 40 years, and it hurt him. And it wasn't until a train wreck happened that brought it out into the open and started him in the direction of healing. And his wasn't a small little thing, and he hit this big, huge thing for 40 years. That takes a lot of effort. We exhaust ourselves with hiding. But you deserve better than that. You deserve a thriving life. And so I encourage you, if you have things going on in your life, you get triggered, something happens, throws you off course, you always have the same issue with this, that, or the other thing, or you just have this undercurrent of I'm not happy. I have a free assessment you can take that can help you identify that if you're just not even sure what that is. But whatever, Do something because you matter, because you're worth it. And so until next time, I'm Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive, that lady on the internet who loves you. Mwah! I love you.